Great day, everyone. All right, let me get to some tunes right here. Shopify. We talked about this yesterday. Shopify rocked the market yesterday. We also have Groupon moving today. We have Crocs. Not so much killing it. Maybe killing people's feet. All right, we're going to play this one. Seize the day. I like this one. All right, let's get into this. All right, let's put on some lipstick. All right, today is the 7th of August. I'm giving you a 1-week warning. Next Friday, my birthday. Gonna be a good day. Every day is a good day. Every day here is a good day. Do, 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 do. Ion Q also reported overnight. We can check on that one. We'll check on our favorites. Nvda, Tesla. Oh yeah, look at that. Gapping higher. I mentioned it's 650. I'm excited for my Angela Miles spot today. Oh yeah, I'm calling 650 for the market. Let's go shopping in the market. All right, so let's go back over here. We have Shoppy Shop. Whoo-wee, look at that. It had craziness yesterday. Crazy move, amazing move. Big money is down below. Look, we have it over here. 150, right here. 152.78. It says 153.80, but I like this. This to me is going to have a continuation move. There's not a lot of volume yet today, but we really had a nice little short squeeze yesterday, didn't we, on that one? Read it as well, but my goodness, killing it. 22%. Pretty much the only tech stock in Canada. So this is like it's pretty much a given to me that this one's going to continue and to continue and to continue. This is for those people that want to say, sayonara 9 to 5. I want to have an online business. Okay, Shopify can do that. They can set up all sorts of services, not just things. So this really helps simplify it for people. Let's also get our limits going. 632.78. Oops, that's not it. Yeah. 567, 32, 220, 56, 441, 97. All right, let's post that out. I did change the background today. All right, here are the limits for today. For limit halt down, all that good stuff. Okay, so stock, oops, let's do that. Stock market halt trading levels for indexes. SPY, QQQ, IWM, TIA. I don't think we're gonna need it, but you know what? When you have it, it's already done. There we go. Let me also pin the let's edit this post. Cancel, not delete. Edit. Okay, updated that. And now let's pin that profile. Boom and boom. All right. You guys know the routine. We're going to create what we're watching today. Crocs is Not looking so pretty. Right on over here. Ouch! The opposite of shopped. You know, maybe they got to go list themselves on Shopify. Maybe that's what's going on. They didn't list themselves in the right place, so nobody bought them. You know what? I've never actually owned an official pair of Crocs. Never. It seemed like overpriced plastic to me. $87.29. All right, Groupon, Coffee Brothers, Groupon today. Look at that crazy spikeola. Groupon has had 56 million. Looks like this is still going to continue to have big price action today after earnings yesterday. We'll check out that short squeeze. Might be a beautiful thing. All right. And this is 33.96. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see me okay? I'm used to having some rapport, so let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me in the chat. Makes it great for me to know what's going on with you guys, but I need you to communicate, right? Communication's the key to everything. Me helping you, you helping me, make sure that it's all good. All right, there we go. We'll just do that like that. Those aren't the levels, by the way. That's just me repositioning everything. All right. Novo Nordisk. Wowie wow. Look at that from the earnings call yesterday. This one is squeezing away. Welcome to the squeeze show. All right, 45.34. Novo is rocking it today. Nvda as well. About to sneeze. Sorry. The weather's starting to change, and all right, had a little sneezeroo there. All right, we've broken out like that downward trend. We talked about that yesterday. We have broken that downward trend, looking for the 200s, maybe 240 for Nvda. Especially if we start to hear, guess what? Interest rates are cut. Boom, it's going to skyrocket. Skyrocket it will. All right, let's look at Tessie. There's just so many good ones moving today. Amazing, amazingness. We are above all big money. We need to close really above this trend line. You can see Dest 1. Dest 2, so we usually have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move. So this could be that downward trend. This might be a great time to invest and get in and buy. I'd say really let's go look at the 15-minute over here. If we have a close up above 325, I think we're going to see this continue higher. All the big money is below us now, so that is pretty telling. 318.52 for it. 318.52 is the big money level there. All right, let's check out and see what else. Ooh, Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly is lying in the mud. Whew, look at that. Major sell-off, rebound, like... Hey, great day, Lorenzo. Appreciate you too. All right, and that's earnings. These two are earnings. We have Groupon. Novo was, oops. Don't know what I did there. Ion Q today. Pulling back for second day in the row. Today was earnings, or I should say, after hours. Let's see, where did they buy or did they sell? Oh, 39.24 for IonQ there. So we're hanging out right there. They, looks like they sold, then it popped up, sold some more from a former level, and down below 39.24 there. Also, let's see if Reddit is continuing or retracing today. Reddit is advancing. We're going to put that over here. All right, let's check out Coiny. Ah, thank you. Let's just get the whole world on that. I want to go Mr. Beast style. Just call me Miss Jane. No, let's see, that doesn't work so well. Trading Beast? No, don't like that either. Have to come up with one. But if I included Beast, not so feminine sounding. This is my stream of consciousness thought. How funny. All right, so coin we're going to add over here to check out. MicroStrategy 2, still on the plus side, testing that trend line. Look at that for those. And SMCI as well. We're going to check it out. All right, SMCI up 57. They had earnings. We're dancing around that point of control. Might be an interesting spot to get in because we are above big money, but we really need to break above over here, that former point of control from earnings. This zone here. Okay. Anyway, it's not making the cut. Ooh, Joby Aviation, Airbnb. Hoo-wee, Airbnb. Look at that. Skyrocketed up to a former level and then tankeronied. Earnings happened after hours. There we go. 122.12. Let's see, Joby Aviation. Let's also look at just, take a gander PLTR. This is pulling back, sideways price action right now. Wowie wow. I have to say, this earnings season has been amazing. You know what, Lorenzo, this one's for you. Fig. Let's put Fig on. Fresh into the market, 1 trading week so far. And point of control is 89.93 over here. All right, we have Groupon, which is low float, and Fig, which is low float. All right. Ooh, 10 notifications over here. Yeah, Julie. Yeah, very nice. We're going to talk about it. All right, let me just block some of these spammers on Twitter. Quick. Block. I'm telling you, the bots are still out there like crazy. All right. So, I remember when you were going to training, you're like, I want to buy some PLTR. I remember that. BMNR is moving again too. SBET is on the move. Oh, we got to add SBET too. We're going to add SBET over here. SBET, yeah. It might be in the crazy phase again. Let's look at this. Let's go here. Boom. Looking at SBET. All right. Okay, so let me tweet out what we're going to cover today. I'm excited SBET is moving again. That could be exciting for some people. Might be a good long time to get in. We're going to look at it. We're going to analyze it. So if you are new to finding me, you might go, Jane, why on earth should I care? All right, well, I've been in the stock market since 2000, saw the dot-com bubble implosion. I was a Series 7 licensed registered sales assistant, which meant I could take orders, and I learned all about the market. And basically, I saw the implosion happen. I saw people lose a lot. At that point in life, I was not ready to really settle down with a career. You know, it was 25 years ago. So what did I do? I left and went to culinary school in Europe, and then I got into aviation, and then I was in real estate, and I learned about all sorts of different things. And then fast forward, I'm pregnant, working for the airlines, seniority, low man on the totem pole, and boom, laid off. Second time in my life. What the heck am I going to do? Right? I turned to day trading. And I've been here ever since. My first child turned 11 just recently. So I love it. I have a passion for it. I'm here to help you guys and show you what I see. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can enjoy it. You can join me every morning for some positivity and some great trade setups. Also, if you want to learn more, also have my website, carpeprofit.com. Let's go right there, right here. So if we type it, carpeprofit.com, boom, it will take you right here. And, oh, I'm trying to type it in over here. There we go. And down at the bottom is How to Trade Like a Billionaire, my ebook all about how to set this stuff up on your charts so you can know where the big guys are. You can rock it to the upside or downside with the big money. So Jane, what is it that you actually do? Well, I'm following the big money to see where they're taking it, right? Where have they placed their trades on a daily chart, and where is it on an intraday chart for day trading? So on a daily chart, I want to look and see, hey, Bitcoin's big money level since July 1st on the quarter, because there's no earnings, is at 117,873.38. It has been there since the 15th of July. So are they going to take it up and skyrocket more? Maybe we're going to find a resistance around 120,300 right here on this megaphone. But you know what? I need to readjust this because they have dropped it down here. That looks better. So they could take it up and drop it down further, down to that 110 mark. They could take it up, test the 120. But at this point, we are in the megaphone zone. And remember, I did mention it on Nvda. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could have gone, but nope, it failed to the downside, right? And it broke that 15 EMA. Now we are testing that 15 EMA to the upside. Where we go from this candle could be influential. Is it just a test and we close back down right here below 114? Okay. Anyway, I look at the big money levels on the daily and on the intraday for potential trade setups. Our intraday trade level for today for Bitcoin is going to be the yellow and the red, which right now is 116,499 and 93 cents. All right, let's look at it on Ethereum. Ethereum daily level, we are above it, 37.45. So that looks like they're bullish, right? They've broken above. We really want to see a break above 39.41. That is the 70% mark. The bell curve, right? If we're going outside of that bell curve, an extreme move is likely to happen. So we are above it. Let's see if we close above 4,000 today. Then we're bull on Ethereum. We were red with big money selling above us. Intraday, we're at 37.2750. All right, let's go to XRP. XRP, big money daily level, has moved. It moved down from 344.81 to 298. That's an interesting move, right? Where's Asif? Asif hasn't been here in a while. He's my crypto trader. 3-point daily is 3.0034. All right, let's go to Doge. Doge, they flipped it down over here on the 2nd of August. It's 0.9113. That has stayed the same. And 0.20592. 0.20592. Boom. All right, there we go with Solana. 162.63. And we are up above. I'm just going to reposition these. We're not there just yet. Don't take those levels as permanent. Big money levels at 168.08 for today. So we actually have to pull this down. Okay, so now we have where the big money is sitting on the daily, where it's sitting on the intraday chart since the trading day today started. So if we want to look at potential trades, you know, we can bring it up here. 116,800 right there. What happened here? There we go. 116,800 right there. Or below, we got to go below the 70% over here. I'd say below 14,500. 114,500. Because in the middle, you don't want to get caught. We've got the big money right here. You don't necessarily want to, you could be more aggressive and go 116 and try to capture the 300 right there. But we have 70% of the volume down here. So it's pretty wide. They could not really drop it. So we'll have to see. The levels for today I'm putting as a safer trade, potentially short, would be below 114,500 and above 116,800. All right, let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum is more bullish today. Actually, all the crypto zones are bullish. 38.40 for a potential long trade, in my opinion. And over here, we've got the big money is all the way back down here. 36.50. Do you see that? All the way down here. So let's go below 36.40. $200 range on Ethereum. Hey, I don't want you guys to get caught in the middle. Positioning on Ethereum for today's candle. XRP, we are above that new big money level. Yep, they sold, brought it back down. Oh, wait, what's that? That's the 33. Oh, and it hit a trend line. So much fun when these things show up and they work. I'm going to actually leave it at 308.92 right there. We're below our big money level, 296. We got to go below. And let's actually go below everything here. 2.958. 2.958 and 3.0892. All right, we got some more positioning happening. It was pretty much selling on everything but buying on Doge and Solana. So now we're starting to see that trend change. Seems like it's just bullish everywhere today. Is it going to stay like that? Well, you know what? We did not check. Let's check it right now. Crypto Fear and Greed, 54. Listen, that could be the end of the cycle of that downward move. Ooh, and a 55 powerful move today. Nice, big one. We also have the unemployment claims coming up in half an hour. That could really sort of derail the movement. However, there's so much big money below us. I think it's likely not going to happen. All right. 0.202 for potential short on Doge, and we got to make it clear up here. 0.215. There we go. Anybody have any questions? Do you have a question? 0.202 and 0.215. Solana. All right, let's put it up at 173.50. Or that's where the big money level is. Or we can go below over here. Let's go below 168.88. Right there. 168.88 and 173.50, which also means XRP is moving, so XXRP is also moving, right? Oh yeah, I hit that 33 above 45.82. This could be a big mover. A way to trade XRP crypto without getting into the crypto space. All right, let me post this out on Twitter. All right, let's see. We got some notifications over here. All right, PLTR. Hello, Julie. You know what? Jules and Julie, you're both asking about PLTR. You know what? I thought I did it on the side over here, but I'm definitely going to check it out. I thought that I notated it on my list, but apparently I didn't, but I heard you guys in my mind. I heard it. I knew you guys wanted that. All right, so let's look at Shoppy Shop. Amazing move yesterday. Right now, it's pretty flat from yesterday. However, let's check our daily short volumes over here. Shoppy Shop. 54% short. Why are people shorting after earnings? Really? Really? Groupon, 55% of yesterday's volume. That is lower float. That's not what I wanted to scroll down on. I want to scroll down over here. 369,000. Yeah, it could get to be a pretty crazy short squeeze on Groupon with the low float. Novo Nordisk, 39%. More people went long. Nvda. You know what, Shovel? I keep all my stuff private, right? I'm not about boasting. I am so happy with my life. To me, happiness is the best thing ever. And I don't need to go out there and be like, I make this much. I own a Lamborghini. Right? I'm not the ego-driven trader that needs to flaunt. So I keep it private. All right. So over here for Shopify, let's put 155. Or below over here, 153.50. All right, Groupon. So Groupon, oh, you know what? Let me put this on 5-minute chart. All right, let's do 37.50 here. Well, when you're trading with the big guys, unfortunately, you become that predator too. Unfortunately or fortunately? All right, Groupon, we're going to do 36 and 37.50. Caution to everybody, this is low float. If it drops, it could drop hard and it could drop quickly. All right, let's go to Novo Nordisk. I'll add it on, Shovel. All right, Novo Nordisk had a crazy short squeeze to the upside there. Let's see here. And it's all about how you react, right? How is your trading reaction? Do you become their prey? Okay, we got to go up above. Let's go above 51 over here, or below 48.50 for Novo Nordisk. Amazing. Nice job. It's a great morning for that. Well, you can see on their positioning on both, Vincenzo. All right, we have broken out of this downward trend I talked about yesterday on Nvda. Looks like they want to potentially take this much higher. 182.20. and 181.40. All right, Tesla. Ooh, it looks like it wants to pull back already. This is the third test. Ooh, correction, fourth test. 1, 2, 3. Are we finally going to break out? It does look like a little bit of a ascending pennant. Let's do this. Let's put on a 3-day. So it's, yeah, maybe look, watch this. Let's do this right here. So we can see we're starting to get to that apex. It looks like by the third week of August, we should have a directional trade on Tesla. All right, I'm going to call it out and say by third week of August, we're getting squeezed here into the apex. We want to find out what's going on. We can get rid of this one over here. That's a no more. Thank you so much. So it looks like we're really going to have a nice, beautiful directional trade on Tesla. Right now, big money is right around here. 318.52 to 318.75. We go below 318.50, bye-bye to the downside. We go above, okay, we're going to probably see 400s. Probabilities. 320.20 and 322. All right, let's go to Crocs. I have a big list of extras over here, so don't worry. If you put in the chat, I got you covered. All right, Crocs breaking down. Sorry. All right, the big guys sold at 104. So that's kind of messy. Let's put it 90. Let's put it 90 here. Hey, how's it going, Money Mitch? How are you? I have to say, I have not been on the trade the pool stuff. I was crazy busy babysitting my 80-year-old mother with dementia. All right, 86 and 90. Oh, you guys forgot to tell me. This one's lower float. Jane, why didn't you put that lower float as a caution for everybody? So caution on Crocs. Lower float there. All right, let's go to Eli Lilly. How are the kids? Money Mitch. Or do you have twins? Or did I just create that in my head? Do you have twins? I forgot. You're gonna buy some Crocs Leaps. That's the thing you have to remember. Like, do you wear these things? I'm gonna put 705 here. And 645. All right, 645 and 705. All right, let's go to IonQ. All right. Welcome, everyone. If you are new, I do this live pretty much every morning. I will not be live tomorrow because I have a family appointment I have to take care of. So, you know, sometimes that happens. There you go, IonQ moving up. Shoes with holes tend to make profits. They're holy shoes. I mean, come on. All right, so IonQ. This was the April level, like the most recent earnings call. They took it up. It looks like they sold again. They brought it down. Now we're at the earnings call level right here. So we are, let's put this at 39.20. We could go to 39, correction, let's bring it to 39, below the 70% volume zone there, or above. For today, we could look over here, 39.50, that gives us 17 cents. Let's put it 39.80. It might get stuck, boom, up the 40 zone. So be aware of that. you know, a cleaner trade is really going to be up above 41. We get outside of all that, but it's kind of congested over here, and you sort of see a downward megaphone zone, kind of like what we've seen on Tesla. So I'm going to just say this is more bearish today. Yeah, how is everybody's, you know what I want to know is, has any sort of physical therapist studied what they do to posture, right? Because if you're wearing them all the time, does it support your posture or does it hurt it? All right, crazy downward move. Check this out. Increase in volume as we descend. Today, after hours, yesterday we had earnings, and boom, crazy volume there. Now this is dropping. So waiting for that definitive move, wait for the third day before you potentially go in long and ride this to the upside, right? Not saying that in 3 days it's going to definitely turn around, but typically it's on that third day that you will see the bottom or the top after earnings, right? So for today, we have our earnings level down here, 121.12. Ooh, they dropped it $1 since I put it in, 121.12. All right, so we have our 70% zone over here. Let's do 122. Ooh, ouchie. 120.50. You think it's gonna hold? Who thinks it's gonna hold? I feel like Scooby-Doo, zoinks, it's gonna drop. Zoinks. I love that. Listen, you gotta have fun in life, right? If you're too serious, you're just gonna kill yourself with stress. All right, Fig. Fig is at a point where we are below the big money, right? We had this big upward day, 5 days. And let's put this on a 3-hour chart just so we could see a bit more. So it came up, came down. We somewhat have an inverted head and shoulders here. Do you guys see this? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Usually descending volume throughout a pattern. We have that until we have the breakout. Now this is either going to fail and go down, or it will invert and move to the upside. What I like about inverted head and shoulders is I see this. I see what looks like a smiley face, 2 eyes, a nose, and I'm happy because that means it's reversing. That's the way I view inverted head and shoulders. Just for your information, it makes me smile because they typically reverse. So are we going to go below this level over here that was set up? Well, let's put it 85.80 over here, or above. Really, to be a clear long trade, I would say we've got to put it up above $90. However, for the intraday over here, we've got it down to 86 and 88.78. We've got this Camarilla pivot right here, so above 89 for a potential long trade, up to 89.93. If we can get it up and close above 90, we might have that smiley face, inverted head and shoulders. Hopefully you guys see smiles every time you think of a head and shoulder. All right, Reddit continued move for now. All right, big money is down at 194. All right, let's put it 215.40. Well, we've got the big money down there, but we've got a nice big drop here before we could get there. So 215.40 or above 217.50. All right, let's move on. Coin is reversing a bit, but we're still battling that big money level at 318. We still have Bitcoin's big money level above us. 313.50 for potential long trade, or 309.80. All right, let's look at MSTR. If you have a stock that you would like me to check out, just put it in the chat, no matter where you are. If you'd like Let's see. 392 over here for MSTR. And let's go below 388.50. Right there, that 33. All right, let's look at SMCI. Don't worry, I'm gonna get PLTR and Sunrun. I also know Randy wants BMNR. That is also moving today, moving to the upside. I don't know if anybody else is in that, but I know Randy called that out on a Twitter comment. All right, 47.50, 47.50 and 47 there for SMCI. Let's check out SBET. You got it, Samuel. Yeah, I'm going to cover it. Oh, SBET was looking so good. What happened? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? They sold at 23.84. That's what happened. You see? Big money right here. Boom. That's why it dropped. I don't care if there's any news. I know what really happened. They sold at 23.84. That's what happened. 20.50 right here. You're going to have 45 potential cent trade there. That's a pretty big, massive move. It is lower float, so be aware. All right, let's get into PLTR, the one everybody's waiting for. PLTR, continued move, gapping up. Now remember, let's see if Julie, what is our risk here on PLTR? What is our risk over here on the daily chart? I know Julie's watching. What's our risk? What's our, where could we anticipate this might pull back to today? Oh, that's a lot of mine. Are you there, Julie? Are you on the plane, Julie? All right. So potential long trade above 180.140, potential short trade below 180.80. Where could this potentially pull back to? This pink line over here, 175.16. That would be my downward short target. It could still be an upward mode overall. We've just had a crazy catapult to the upside. If we were to have the reversal move, I would look for a target of roughly 175.20. All right, let's look at Sunrun. Where are my levels over here? Round number. All right, let's go here. Let's put this one on. Boom. 9.14 for earnings. So right now this is looking bullish because they bought down at 9.14. Right, you guys saw that. So I put it 10.50 or 11. Easy peasy on that one. Let's go BMNR. BMNR, we are testing the big money level. Actually, just above it by 13 cents. If we can close above, this might have a beautiful move to it, right? 98. 98. Where am I talking about? 98 million in the float. That's what I was looking at. So let's put it 41.50 here. And we go below 39.80. 39.80 for you, Randy, and 41.50. If we can have a close above 42.56. No worries, Julie, I figured that. 42.56 above that, this could have a nice run. Really above 49, that's the 70% since earning. So if we have a close above 49, hi ho BMNR, which also makes me want to look at silver. All right, let's go to silver. Hi ho silver, right? Oh yeah, we are above the big money level on silver. Hi ho silver, let's go. Head and shoulder test would take place at 39.07, but it's already dropped down, so that's not really a pattern that we're looking for. We can see that of this big move right here, it came to the 78%, 61%. We're looking for $41 target next on silver futures. So what is that going to translate to PSQ? No, not PSQ. AQG? No, AGQ. AGQ. There we go. AGQ probably would translate into a potential move if you like trading accelerated. Not recommended if you are an experienced trader. 59.68 potential for AGQ. All right, let's get into the indexes, and then we'll wrap it up for today, and we'll have the unemployment numbers coming out in 7 minutes. So let's get this all set up so you guys are prepared. All right, Dow for today. It looks so busy. Very nice, beautiful. Do you own any real physical silver too, Lorenzo? All right, let's put about 44.80. Look at all these levels right here. We got to go below those. 443. Okay, 443 and 440.80. Who out there has physical silver? I tried to warn people when silver was at $18 an ounce. That's when I got some silver. $18 an ounce. All right, we're getting close to testing these levels. Again, remember I did mention maybe they were being greedy. Maybe they were taking it lower so that they could rip it higher, right? 22.80 could give us 20 cents, but let's just put it up here. Let's just put it up above 23.20. That could give us a nice move to the upside. And let's pull this up here. All right, 22.40 here. I made it easy. That's where they stopped. Let's go below that. 22.40 and 23.20. Hey, what's going on over here? These are inside, so they're yellow. We got positioning on the Dow. All right. Before those were all red, so that is a positive that we are seeing positioning. Qs, yep. Looks like they want to at least come up and test it up here. If they were to set that new high and then roll it over, that would not surprise me. It's their pattern. They always do it. Let's take it to a new high before we sell into it. Let's suck in the buyers and sell to them. Classic big money move. Let's make them see that we're going to take it higher, and then we sell hard. So we had the bigger money levels right here at the 33 and over here at the 33 exponential. So that pretty much is giving me some confidence that, hey, we're above those big money levels. We're moving higher. I'm going to say 650 for the SPY. Qs, let's see our Qs target. I'm going to say 592. All right. So on the SPY for today, we do 637.50 or below 635.50. All right. Do you have any other questions, any other stocks, any other crypto you would like to look at before I sign off for the week? Let me know now. Otherwise, I will see you all on Monday. I hope you have an amazing trading day. Check out my website, carpeprofit.com. As I like to say, Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. And don't just have a good day. Have a great day.